Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. My goodness. I'm going to say 70 to 80% of this video does not have Harry and Meghan in it. I'm actually very happy about that. I'm over it. But the royals have been out and about again, and they're just so busy. I'm just loving it. So let's just jump in and get there, shall we? Let's go. To start with, Millie Smith, who is a member of the British Olympic curling team, was made by Princess Anne, royal, the hardest working royal out there, a member of the Order of the British Empire for services to curling. And this was done at the Palace of Holyrood House. Love it. Next up, I really hope I say this correctly, Dr. Enajula Maya Sin Bias took a picture of herself and Princess Beatrice at the World Economic Forum. Looking good there. Next up, Catherine, Princess of Wales, went to visit the Fox Club Nursery in Luton to hear how the nursery provides support to parents and their children long-term for social and emotional development. We all know this is Catherine's thing. So this is all part of her ongoing work to raise national awareness of how the first 5 years influences the rest of your life. And in case you're unaware, this Fox Club's nursery is a top-rated childcare and early education center, and the programming that they offer is free. You cannot help but look at these pictures and realize that this is her in her element. She obviously loves children. You know that the way you see her here is exactly the way she is at home with her children. She helped the children make their masks. She kind of went around the room. She sat with different children, helping them with the different projects. They were all doing something different, I think. But she was helping them with their stuff. Then, of course, she did what she usually does. The adults interrupt and say, "Excuse me, you're supposed to be over here to meet us." So she waves, gets up, goes over, and starts the adult talking. It's hilarious to watch her. Anyway, I couldn't help but notice that she recycled the orange outfit. I do believe that is the one that she wore when she was in the United States. She wore it with a brown coat over it while she and William looked at the shoreline there. Now, there was an adorable little boy there who could not get enough of the cameras. He was showing off a little bit for the cameras there. And I even included a few photos taken from the other side because he literally could not get out from in front of the cameras. He was having too much fun with it. Then the usual thing happened. She went over and got some absolutely gorgeous flowers. They always seem to find the most beautiful bouquets for her that the kids gave her. And then she went outside and she met some people outside. All in all, a very successful outing. Next up, Queen Consort Camilla was out visiting the University of Aberdeen. Now, this university is renowned, according to the Royal Family site, for world-leading research in health, energy, food and nutrition, and environmental and biological sciences. And apparently the Queen Consort is a chancellor there, and she went to the Science Teaching Hub. This place launched a 2040 strategy saying that sustainability was a key area, and they want to achieve net zero emissions, carbon emissions, before 2040. She gave a speech while she was there, and I'm quoting, "You have a great past, 5 Nobel laureates, 525 years of academic excellence. Your future, I know, will be greater still. And as your very proud chancellor, I will be cheering you on every step of the way." Now, turning our attention to Harry and Meghan, Jack Royston, who we know is a sugar and who supports them, so when he writes stuff like this, you should sit up and pay attention. He wrote that their popularity here has plunged in the aftermath of the book, which I've been saying now for, a week? They're now in the negative numbers, including people 18 to 24 because they think it was wrong of them to reveal private conversations. What did I tell you? The more they try to get their story out, the more people dislike them. Yes, Harry and Meghan are more unpopular in the United States than they were in Britain in 2019 when they were working royals. Wow. All right, next up, I just wanted to touch on this article that says that Harry and the fallout from that book is threatening their Hollywood future. Threatening? I think it's over. What's being said is that people are being very wary of them for fear that they'll publicly speak out. The article points out that Beyonce, who is intensely private, probably did not give Meghan permission to read a text message that she sent to Meghan to millions of Netflix subscribers. Nor did Courtney Cox expect to be called out for her magic mushroom chocolates. You know, they're asking if Gayle King enjoyed being grilled by the internet when Harry tells ITV there isn't a royal racist after Gayle appeared on the morning news and said that there was. And that they had receipts, which, by the way, we never saw. And we all know a lot of the book are flat out lies or completely incorrect information. And I agree with this person. It's like the movie Total Recall, where someone has implanted fake memories in Harry and he's telling the world those fake memories are true. Absolutely, I agree. And speaking about the book and the fact that there's so many inconsistencies in the book and it's like this Total Recall thing, Piers Morgan, you know I love Piers Morgan, had these two ladies and a gentleman on his show, and they're explaining that Harry and Meghan's agenda has changed. That's why they are now dialing back on all of their allegations. They left them out of the Netflix documentary. They left them straight out of the book because now they're trying to gaslight and say we never said this. It's very interesting. This was 10 minutes long. I've cut it down to just the essentials. So listen to this.
When you heard Harry basically gaslighting the world by saying it was the media that said that this was racism. We didn't say that. And then you literally watch back exactly what they said to Oprah Winfrey, and they were blatantly accusing a senior member of the royal family of being racist about their unborn child's skin colour.
No one had any doubt, and there hadn't been any doubt all over the world for 2 years until Harry's interview. And so everyone's left completely gobsmacked. And you're sort of wondering, what's Harry's objective here?
The agenda has changed. Sorry to cut you, but the agenda has changed.
Yeah, so that's the point. So did he find himself...
Not one word about this in the book.
No, well, exactly.
Not one word.
It's as though he thought, I've gone too far here.
Right.
I need to somehow find a way to row back, or let's just give a distraction and go down another route.
We watch them expose their truth. We like their truth. You see, I'm changing.
Right.
Expose their truth, defend themselves, and now they are on stage 3, which is about making amends. And so therefore, each agenda requires a different approach. And so from another strategic standpoint, if you take off the most damning claim of them all, which is the racism claim by far. The reason why is because you have to remember it connects to the royal family potentially paying reparations, and you don't even want to think about what that number
also add the other main charge, which I felt was incredibly damaging, was this allegation, direct allegation, that Meghan Markle felt suicidal and had gone to somebody at the palace seeking help and had been told she couldn't get it because it would be basically damaging for the brand.
I will not defend the indefensible. I know that people like Trisha and many others try. I'm not prepared to do it. Once I realise you're a liar, you're a liar. I will defend what I believe in, but once you've crossed that line, you've crossed that line.
Right.
That's a really good example of the contradictions. I hate to point out contradictions. I'm a big fan, or was a big fan of both of them. But even the whole therapy thing, I mean, I could sit here and defend, you know, for very long lengths of time, sit in conversations defending them. But the reality is they've contradicted themselves. They contradicted themselves when it came to the whole therapy thing.
I'm sorry, let's be clear. They're liars.
They've contradicted themselves.
They are liars,
they have lied.
and they have lied on a global stage repeatedly and caused enormous damage. And I said this 2 years ago, nothing has changed my mind. In fact, if anything, the disingenuousness of the race charge being removed, the mental health stuff just disappearing and not being mentioned again, has all just confirmed to me I was right all along.
I mean, it's been concreted in stone, this lying, these inconsistencies. And you sort of wonder, where does it go from here? The only upside is that Clarkson's done the royal family a favour.
Yeah, and I agree with that point.
They have to maintain the moral high ground, say nothing, do nothing, send an invitation, but make sure through the back door they understand they're not to come.
And when talking about Jeremy Clarkson, let's just jump right on to him. His Farm Season 2 air date has been confirmed by Prime Video. Apparently, he has a contract this is 2023. The contract is good through 2024. This show first was seen in 2021, and you follow him, the most unlikely farmer, as he attempts to run a 1,000-acre farm in the Cotswolds alongside a host of other characters who are all, by the way, set to return too. And in a post that was put up on Instagram by Mr. Clarkson, his show will be back on February 10th of 2023. So to signal my support, I'm going to make sure that I watch this show because I want the ratings to be really good. I mean, obviously they're good or they wouldn't have continued the show into 2023 anyway. But what I find really interesting is that he and his fellow farmer, Caleb Cooper, were given a top award for the work that was done on the farm. The two of them got the award for raising awareness of British farming as well as bringing it to a wider audience thanks to their show. Now, the reason that Piers Morgan and his guests mentioned Mr. Clarkson is we all know that he has apologized multiple times and Harry and Meghan will not accept his apology. They just want more. And of course, Piers Morgan had something to say about that. Listen to this.
They remain in the position that they are demanding an apology from the royal family for all the filth that they've thrown at the royal family in the last 2 years. But why should the royal family apologise when you consider what's happened with Jeremy Clarkson? Now, Clarkson wrote what he has admitted was a stupid and inflammatory newspaper column that overstepped the mark. But he apologised on Twitter, said he got it completely wrong. Then on Christmas Day, he wrote directly to Prince Harry. On Christmas Day, think about that. And yesterday, he issued a sprawling, shamefaced self-immolation of a public apology, about as grovelling as it could be. It doesn't get more fulsome, frankly, than what he posted on Instagram. And coming from Clarkson, who would probably rather shoot himself than be like that normally, it carried even more weight. But it wasn't enough for Harry and Meghan. And it took me back, actually, to when I was asked to apologise to Meghan Markle for doubting her word on Good Morning Britain. And if I pretended that I was sorry, they wouldn't accept it. She wouldn't accept it. She'd just use that as an excuse to go even harder. They were desperate for an apology from Clarkson, simply so they could reject it. They could have accepted it, noted it, even ignored it, but instead they revelled in it. You see my point here? If anyone should be grovelling for forgiveness and issuing apologies, isn't it Harry and Meghan? But they won't ever apologise for any of it because they're hypocrites. They're professional victims who wallow for a living. And there's no point apologising to professional victims. I knew that. Why would you when they do what they did to Jeremy Clarkson? It's not about forgiveness anyway. It's about scoring points to humiliate their enemies, to reinforce that victimhood.
And that, my friends, is why I have said from the beginning that the royal family should never apologize. They don't really want the apology from the royal family. They just want to stand up and go, see, told you so, told you so. Yeah, don't do it, royal family, because they wouldn't accept it anyway. I've always said that. Now, one more bit of information that came out that I think that's interesting. It's being reported now that the real reason behind Amazon's Jeremy Clarkson cancellation, which, by the way, hasn't been canceled, is the simple fact that his contract doesn't make sense anymore because he's getting paid a ridiculous amount of money. The truth of the matter is they are fulfilling the contract, which only went through 2024. It has not been canceled. And you should know that according to Trevor Colt, this picture came right off his page. ITV is standing by Mr. Clarkson. That makes me very happy. All right, you guys, I'm ending with this because I believe this. I think that when they divorce, I can totally see Meghan saying these things. You know, Harry said that he's pushing the narrative that she was 2.0, that Harry made her dress that way and made her wear Diana's perfume. Just like, you know, if it comes out that she was using surrogates, Harry made me use a surrogate. The royal family made me do these things. I can totally see it. So once again, lots of information. You know I want those comments, so make them good. Please double check if you've already hit the subscribe button and make sure you're still subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that button so you'll be notified when I upload videos. Don't forget to go up into the description box just in case my channel goes down so we don't have the problems we had before. Up there, you'll find links to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, my Patreon, my email address. Remember, any money put in through the coffee fund this month is going to our fundraiser. Money put in through the thanks button comes to me. As always, you guys, have a great day.